Hey guys, this is Captain Chris Britton with Grego's Fishing Charters coming at you with your January fishing report. Some highlights of the last couple weeks have been your snapper, some dolphins, some tunas, some kingfish, snook, tarpon, and jacks have been pretty much, that's the bite. Some Spanish mackerel here and there. But we'll get started. Let's start inside. The hybrid snook bite has been on fire. A lot of these fish are between 12 and 25 inches. There have been some bigger commons caught. Your hybrids would consist of your sword spines, your fats, your tarpons, and you got your common snook in there too as well. To make it fun with these littler snook, we've been fishing 3,000 size reels on like ultralight tackle with like 15-pound braid and like a 30-pound fluorocarbon leader, maybe 40 if you're fishing like concrete docks with oysters. Pilchards and shrimp on jig heads have been the best bet. Outgoing tide have also been the best bet, and a lot of these fish are, before this cold front, were sitting pretty much shallow. They were in about a foot to a foot and a half of water, and the shallower docks were doing really good because the water was staying warmer and those fish were in there stacked. And we've had a lot of minnows and stuff pushing the river too, so if you can find like the white birds and some pelicans sitting in the water, there's probably going to be snook around there. And some bycatch this week have been some triple tails in the docks. There's been a couple redfish, a bunch of mangrove snapper, and a bunch of jacks and ladyfish also. Also, we're after this cold front this past week, maybe the pompano bite is good, the sheep's head and the black drum. Hopefully they've shown up. I haven't been out there yet. I start fishing again tomorrow for the next week. So I'm hoping that those fish have shown up. With the water temperature around 64, 65 degrees, it's going to make the bigger snook and the bigger jack bite slow down a little bit until that water temperature warms up. Like prime water temp here for those bigger fish is right around like 73 to about 75 degrees is when those fish will start popping again. Near shore, the lane snapper, the smaller grouper, little mangroves and mont snapper bite has been really good. Again, shrimp on jig heads, and also putting pilchards on a jig head and dropping it down. And these fish have been holding on structure and in the wrecks, shallower wrecks like bull shark barge and Peck's Lake area. Fish underneath the mackerel have been really good. There's been a lot of lane snapper, a lot of like forearm size lanes, and some smaller gags and some smaller blacks. The Spanish mackerel down in Peck's have been pretty good. There's a lot of jumbos in there right now. We've been throwing just epoxy minnow jigs, like the heavy metal jigs, as far as you can, and then reel them as fast as you can. And if the water's clear, you'll see the max swimming around and they'll actually come up and eat that. That jig that you're throwing, live bait's been also good, but jig bite's good. You fish faster, catch more fish. Running offshore, the dolphin bite has been pretty good if you can find a rip or weeds. Any kind of action out there, usually this time of year produce dolphin. There's been a lot of wahoo and tuna been caught. Last week we're actually offshore fishing vertical jigs, and we caught a bunch of tunas and amberjack, some scam grouper, some big kingfish up to 40 pounds, and all these bites have been, if you can find a rip in 150 or a wreck in 150 to about 300. That's been like the depth for all those bites. A lot of guys are dead bait and trolling, ballyhoos on skirts, and pulling dredges has been really good. The live bait has been scarce, even though our bait guy here in Stuart has been getting bait pretty consistently, some nice pilchards, and just going out there and trolling around. If you got a mylar dredge, that's been key to getting the bites, the more consistent bites. And if you want to go bottom fishing, the mont snapper bite has been really good, the vermilions, and any structure that's deeper than 150 foot, the vermilion snapper have been on pretty good. The muttons inside of that, anywhere from about 80 to about 120, the mont snapper bite has been really good. The key is to fish a long leader with ballyhoo or like a sardine with like a 5/0 circle hook. That's been really beneficial. The kingfish bite has been decent. You just got to find them. Trolling a planer is your best bet. Along with that trainer, you'll be catching, or along with the planer, you'll be catching wahoos also. A lot of times a bigger dolphin are swimming underneath So the planer's definitely beneficial this time of year, catching a lot more fish. I mean, or you can have a day saver with like a 50-60 pound wahoo, or a big kingfish, big wahoo. But that's pretty much it. The tarpon bite has been, it's been hit or miss. They're here one day and gone the next, big jacks. But that's pretty much it here in Stuart. Get a line wet and have a good week.